And we're back. We're live again. It's Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday in February. How are we all doing? I'll give it a minute for people to come in. I'll just put it into the WhatsApp group there. How are you doing? How are you doing? A couple of people coming in there. Who do we have there? Who's with us today? Hate this bit at the start, waiting everybody to log in. It is the first Tuesday in February. How are we all doing? Hopefully nobody got them January blues. Is that still a thing, is it? We have more people coming through. So we have 7 people in. Usually the rest will tend to follow. So happy February, everybody. I hope the driving is going well. How are we all doing? Who do we have with us there today? I'm going to get, you can comment there if you like. I'll put the comments on screen there. Boom. So I'm going to get straight into it, lads. Um, what's the crack, Selena? You have your test tomorrow in Tala. I wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions, put them in here. That's why you are here. I hope the drive is going well for you. So any questions, feel free, fire them in while I do the first part. So as always, we start off with a few congratulations. This is the best way to start. So Peter is on an absolute roll today. These are Peter's two ladies. We have Rhea on the left, Holly on the right. Congratulations to both of these ladies in Finglas, and well done to Peter. We also have Rebecca yesterday in Finglas with Peter. We also have Flavio passing his driving test. He was out in Dunleary. We had Patricia with myself in Tala, and we had Mo Hidu from the group. I can't remember where he was. I'm sorry about that, bud. I can't remember. But yeah, congratulations. I have been very slack with the passes this week, lads. I haven't been following up with people. If I missed your pass and I didn't celebrate it here, I do apologise. But congratulations to everybody. Next, we had Mo Hidjawin. He let us know the signs and questions that were asked. He said signs asked the usual clearway, pedestrianised street or pedestrianised zone, level crossing, guarded by gates, lifting barriers, and cul-de-sac. They're all the standard ones. The questions he was asked: when to use your dipped headlights, 2 examples. So that would be the one from the theory test. Do you remember the answer with the question with the 4 answers? One of them was between dusk and dawn, at night when there's street lights, meeting and following other road users, and in bad weather. The usual, the rule at the yellow box junction. I don't like to tell people that it will definitely come up, but the chances are there's a high possibility you will be asked that yellow box junction question. When can you stop in the yellow box junction? When you intend to turn right, if you're not blocking traffic with right of way. And this is the old reliable as well. Who has right of way at the roundabout? Traffic approaching from the right. And there's a part two to that one. It's traffic already on the roundabout. All right, so I really appreciate you sharing your experience there, bud, and congratulations. Hopefully you're here today. Now, before we go any further, I am running the Dublin City Marathon for the Keith Duffy Foundation. I am not asking people to donate, but if you do feel, people always send me money on YouTube. Don't send me any money on YouTube for doing this. Send it to this foundation. So far, I've done 2 driving lessons last week for charity with Natasha and Craig. So if you do want to do a driving lesson and send the money to the charity instead of giving it to me, I am happy to do that. Also, thank you so much, Elisa, for donating, and Manny and my cousin Natalie. Also, I owe you a driving lesson as well, Natalie. Thank you so much. And what was he saying? How are your buddies? Well, back. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Obviously, I'm going to try win the marathon. If you're not forced, you're last, as they say. And we're going to get straight into the action now. So somebody asked about NACE Test Centre. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about NACE. There's a couple of videos on my channel for NACE, but Flexi Drive done that. But it's all, we all say the same thing. So, did anyone give their test in NACE Driving Test Centre? What was your experience like? Kindly share. And Samantha came in. So, she had 3 tests there, different testers. She said that the testers were nice and professional. but everyone has their own way. I believe she was asked a lot of questions, signs and questions in one of them, and not so many on the other. Also with the under the bonnet and secondary controls. Just remember, lads. So with the signs and questions, secondary controls under the bonnet and all, be prepared to answer as many as them as it takes. If so, just imagine it this way: imagine if you're doing your driving test and you're second of the day, but for whatever reason, the driving test before you was cancelled, and this tester now has like a lot of time. They are going to use that time to test you properly, so they will do more signs, more questions. They'll have time to spend with you under the bonnet. If they're running late because of traffic during the day and stuff, they will gloss over that a bit because they can be even later to the next person. Now, obviously, that they'd never admit to that, but they don't want to spend all day with you. You know what I mean? So if they have time, they will test you. That's what you're there for. If they're running a bit short of time, they mightn't go into too much detail. But always be ready to answer as many as it takes. Somebody, by the way, lads, there's not many questions on this. What I am going to be doing today is I'm going to be showing some shorts from YouTube, and I'm going to explain why I marked the shorts the way I marked them. All right. So somebody asked here at a roundabout, the first exit is before 12 and the second exit is after 12 o'clock to the right. Should we signal when we're going right? And the answer is yes, of course. Trying Everyone does that. They always think I'm taking the second exit, so it must be straight. But that's not true. Listen to the number, but also the direction. If they say second exit to the right, it means it's the one over there. So you will have to mirror signal to the right, come onto the inside of the roundabout, and when you get past the first exit, that's when you would left mirror, left signal, and then exit the roundabout. Try not worry so much about the number and listen more for the direction. It will make a lot more sense for you. This is actually the last question. So I tried to get this on Google View or whatever it's called. So this is the Glenview roundabout at Tala. Somebody asked about this one. What did you ask actually about this? You see where this red car is? I was coming from there on a lesson the other day, and a car was in this. It's hard to explain, but let me just find out the question again. Sorry. So yeah, if you're turning right at that, I'm assuming you're coming from Time and North when you asked me that. I would be in the right lane, come around the inside of the roundabout, and try exit on the left. Knowing this roundabout, it might be pretty difficult to get into the left lane, but I wouldn't go around that roundabout to the right in the left lane because, as I said, I don't know if you can see that red car over there. I was in that position the other day at that roundabout on a driving lesson, and somebody went around the outside of the roundabout, and it was just really confusing looking. I couldn't really get my head around it. So when you're turning right at the roundabout, inside lane, but then the road marking there is saying you could go straight, but there's no straight. It's only to the right. I don't really know about that one, Kieran, to be honest. It's a bit of a tricky one, that one. But now that there was no questions in the WhatsApp, lads. You're all very quiet there. But there's a few questions coming in there. I'm going to just go into a few shorts first. Hopefully this works, and I'll explain why I marked them the way I did. So I'm going to do, that was mock, where's Tala? Boom, I think it's this one. Boom. Can you guys see this? No, you can't. Hold on. Remove that. So that should be on the screen now. Why is that not up on the screen? At this stage, you can see this now, yeah? Can you make sense of that?
Bro.
So on 2 occasions there, 2 cars pulled out in front of Wendy.
Better.
This is important as well.
Oh no. But I saw.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. So yeah, so she got 2 marks there for reaction to hazard, right? So she was driving down the road. There was cars coming out of a petrol station on the left hand side. Anticipation says, okay, I think them 2 cars are going to pull out. Once they, so step one is off the gas. Once they pull out, that's when you will be soft with the brake. What Wendy done was she could see them, and she just kept the same pressure on the foot on the accelerator, and was driving at the 2 cars. Instead of saying, "Ah, bro," because they pulled out in front of her, she could have just came off the gas and pressed the brake slightly. Then the next reaction to hazards, she was driving down the road. There was a car parked on the left, and she was just driving at the car. And then at the very last minute, moved out, done a mirror and moved out. And then I marked that for reacting to hazards. And then her answer was, "Yeah, but I seen it." So even more reason to not drive at the car. So if you see the car parked on the left, check your mirror and move out from the parked car sooner. Don't drive up and move out at the very last minute. It will be the same. Imagine if you're walking down the street and there was a big, huge hole in the ground. You wouldn't walk right up to the hole and move out at the very last second because you probably fall into the hole. Same as this, I'm driving, I'm getting too close to the car. You don't want to hit the car. Get out to the middle and drive straight past the car. Don't leave it until the last minute. Did that, let me know in the chat, in the comments there, if that made sense, if you could actually see that short. I don't know if that worked or not. I'm going to answer these comments first. Somebody let me know if that short worked. If it did, I'll continue on. I'll have 3 more. So what have we got here? We have Lorco. What's the crack, Lorco? So I passed last summer with only 28 hours of practice. Well done. I passed first time. Your videos definitely helped along the way. Congratulations. That was a long time ago. Fair play to you for joining into the call today. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Come here. That's very impressive. Well done. Delighted for you, bud. So congratulations on that one. And thanks so much for watching. Blank user. My brake lights literally broke 10 minutes before the test. Ah, it can happen, bud. It can happen. It's horrible, isn't it? Where was that, bud? How are you doing, Hillary? What if I'm at busy Blakestown roundabout? Can I wait in the bus lane instead of taking the wrong lane? Which one is Blakestown roundabout? That sounds like Blanche. Blakestown roundabout. Blakestown roundabout. Which one is that? So can I wait in the bus lane instead of taking the wrong lane? So just give me a bit of context on that one, Hillary. Are you going straight through and you're exiting on the left and there's a bus lane on the left? Or are you turning right on the roundabout and you want to exit on the left but there's traffic? Give me a bit of context. I need to put that roundabout in my mind. I might just Google Maps that now in a second. Miss Cats Rock, what's the crack? Past last week with Ryan, your videos and lives were invaluable. Thank you so much for watching and congratulations on passing the driving test. Absolutely delighted for you. Well done. Thanks so much for joining all the live calls as well. I really appreciate it. It doesn't mean you have to stop coming either. You know that way. You can still join the calls if you want. So, but well done. Congratulations. How you doing, Kira? It's a weird one. I stayed right, but had to change lane as was busy and tricky. Yeah, so with that roundabout, because you probably want to turn right, but then take the immediate left to go up by that the edge place, is it? That kind of that center. So yeah, the tricky one that if you did go around the outside of the roundabout in the left lane and came around the roundabout, make sure you don't hold it really left and really close to the cars that will be sticking their nose out. Just stay just left of the center line, and that will give you a good position to exit, because it will be really hard to exit that roundabout in the left lane if you're coming around the inside. I don't think you will do that in your driving test. I don't know for definitely you could potentially, because it is technically in the area. So I don't know what to do there, to be honest. The road markings on the ground suggest that you can take that lane. So if they say take the second exit to the right and then the immediate left, well then take the lane. You take the left lane, if that makes sense. We can do that. We have another lesson, Joe, don't we? We can do that. We can have a look at that. How you doing, Warlord? When approaching a stop sign and there is a line, is it okay to creep up if you can see? So very important, Warlord. Up to the line, stop. Look right and left. I can't see. That's when you would go forward. It's called peep and creep. Stop, look again, and when you can see, then you go. Stop at the line first, but don't cross the line until you've stopped. And that's when you would then peep and creep, it's called. How you doing? I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this one. I'm gonna say Baddy Boo. Thank you so much, bud. Are you saying yes that the shorts made sense, that you could hear them okay? Could you see it properly on your screen? How you doing, Ricky? What happened to your bud and where? Have test tomorrow in Carlo. Please advise me. I am your student. I've never even been to Carlo. I don't know nothing about Carlo, but I say the same thing no matter what test centre it is. Check your blind spot moving off. Stop at your stop lines. If you come to a roundabout and there's a car coming from the right, they go first. Making sure you do correct observation on the reverse around the corner and the turnabout, and straight up to your turns and look where you're going. It's the same in all test centres. Blakestown, Blanche, going straight through. Can I queue in the bus lane when traffic is backed up? You don't really want to queue in a bus lane. Like, going straight through. So you'd be going straight through, you'd be coming around the outside, you'd be exiting in on the left. There would be a bus lane on the left, just mirror signal. Yeah, you're going to have to just stop and wait for a gap. And then when you get a gap, somebody will let you in and just move in. But it's better to do that than you don't want to be continuously driving in the bus lane, because then you mightn't get in. People won't give you a minute if you do that. Lovely stuff. Friday, we'll start that, Kira. Thank you so much. The Jam and Shamrock. Can you sit the test in a car that only displays miles per hour on the speedometer? Of course you can, yeah, bud. No problem at all. Just remember, no more than 20 would be 30 kilometers an hour. Really, it's 18.6 or something would be 30 kilometers. If you hit 20, you should be okay. 30 miles an hour is 50 kilometers an hour, and 40 miles an hour would cover you for 60. So yeah, no bother whatsoever. What's the crack, Justin? How strict are the testers? It's it just depends, you know what I mean? Like it's like everything in life. So some people might take some things a bit more seriously than others. Some testers might be a bit more personable, and some people are there because it's their job, you know what I mean, and it's their profession, not their job, their profession. So some people will take it very professionally and they will expect it to be conducted in a professional manner, and some people might not be as professional. I'm not saying they're not professional, but they might be a bit more, I don't know, chatty or something. I don't like when the tester will be too chatty, because then you might think, have this one in the bag. You'll miss a stop line or something, and then it's better. You're there for business. You tell me where to go. I'm gonna do it, and just leave it at that. It's better when they're just professional and straight down the middle. They're not your friend. You're not there for points around. You know that way. No video for Carlo route would have been very helpful. Appreciate your videos. Know nothing about Carlo. I have never even been to Carlo, I don't think. So for me to drive around Carlo and just make a route up out of my head would be impossible and pointless. I have no idea where they go. Ricky, don't feel bad. I failed 4 times. I thought I'd never pass. Very nervous and a late learner. Don't give up. Good bit of inspiration there, Miss Catch Rock. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that. I'm going to say W will. Um, when changing lanes because of the start of a bus lane, do I have to signal? Yes. Yeah, signal because that's a lane change. And also have to check the blind spot every lane change. Just be mindful. This comes up a lot when you are doing the lane change. It's just a little look beside you and move in. When you are changing lanes, you are supposed to do a blind spot. It's not a big look behind you, over your shoulder, out your back window. It's just a little bump, move in. You know what I mean? Don't take your eyes off the road. That's what people get marked for that. Hayden Warlord, look, Warlord, how do you know at a speed for a place is 30 and another is 50? You just, you have to be looking for the signs, you know what I mean? If you don't know what the speed limit sign is, you kind an educated guess. If it's really narrow with no road markings, chances are it's going to be a 30. If it's a bit wider and there's white road markings, chances are it could be a 50. It's not an exact rule because there is still some very wide 30s with road markings. But there's another little trick as well. If you're driving down the road, you think it might be a 50, and there's little side roads. If you look to the right and or left and you see a sign for 30, it means the road you're on would be the major road, and that could be a 50. But the main thing is just looking out for the speed limit signs, bud. How you doing, Slim Reaper? The names. How you driving test on Friday at 8:25. Lovely stuff. Where is it, bud? I'm assuming you're bud. Where is it? 8:25 on a Friday. It can be busy. School children. Um, so where is that one, bud? Do I have any videos on motorway driving? Yes, I do indeed. And I was raging. I had the window open and that the window open slightly, and it kind of muffles the sound a little bit. But it is a video I can revisit. But it is there, and I do talk about merging. I talk about changing lanes. I talk about not driving beside people. I talk about progress. There's nothing more infuriating in the world than someone driving 80 on a motorway when the road is empty. Especially if you're like going to be driving, like, I know a lot of you won't be, but like for truck drivers and bus drivers, they're not allowed in the outside lane. So the car's driving really slow for no reason. You're forcing them to overtake you, making sure when it's safe to do so, progress, get it up towards the speed limit as best you can. You don't want to be too slow on the motorways. I'm a real stickler on progress. I hate when people drive too slow. So yeah, go to my YouTube. You should see that one. Just search motorway. I only have one video on that one. What's the crack, William? Thoughts on Maple House Test Centre is starting a big issue on the test. Personally, I like Maple House. Yeah, I have no issues with Maple. The the only thing I found with Maple House, I haven't done it in a while now, was that spiral roundabout, and I covered that on YouTube, and I also done the two shorts on it. I don't know if they still do that because it's lethal. It is. You're literally putting your life at risk when you do that spiral roundabout, especially if it's anyway busy. That's the one thing I did find confusing, and I am going to be doing a video on them spiral roundabouts. I know I'm saying this a while, but hopefully it's going to be on Sunday. Um, so I do like Maple. The only thing with Maple as well is you can go to the backside of Finglas. If you're not expecting that, it could throw you off. It's all about left, rights, mini roundabouts over there compared to the opposite. If you go to the Mulhuddard side, it's all big rounds, big roads, and big roundabouts. But yeah. I like Maple House, to answer your question. Best of luck, bud. What when's your test? Did you say 8:25? You won't see me up there that early, bud. But if you do see me later on in the day, give me a beep. Hopefully you pass. How you doing, Aaron? I have a pre-booked my driving test. Yeah, so look at best of luck with that one, bud. Um, where is it? 11:05 on Friday. Yeah, yeah, that's not too bad, bud. Yeah, Maple House is all right. Um, I haven't covered it in any of the videos now, but you know the way you come out. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but you know the way you come out of the test centre, you go right down to that stop line on the straight road. Be ready. You could turn right there and go out the other gate, and you will do. You could potentially do the spiral roundabouts in the opposite direction. They're not so difficult that way. I think it's my Maple House test route number 3, but in reverse. That could be helpful for you. Can you drift in the driving test? Unfortunately, not. You can for other tests, but just not for this official RSA driving test. For drift school, maybe, but not for this one, unfortunately. I'm looking forward to it. My instructor gave me some good times to go out, like 10:05 on a bank holiday or weekday. Yeah, I do like the old 10:05 one. 10:05 would be the best one. But there's always a contradiction. Every time I say something, there's always except, because I used to, even I have a TikTok about it. I said the best time is 5:10, unless it's icy out and the roads don't defrost, and then your test is cancelled because of the ice. So everything I say, I contradict myself somewhere along the line. And in that case, it looks like we're past the worst of the winter. You should be all right. And by the way, yesterday I was working. I done a few lessons yesterday. I actually done one of them lessons for charity yesterday, and Tala Test Centre was booming. It was every single driving test I was in. I thought the place would have been closed. So a lot of people yesterday had that test cancelled. One lad, his tax was expired. This has to be in order, lads. An email doesn't do it for you. You know what I mean? Making sure if you have your driving test, don't accept the cancellation until you check all the details in your window. You check your learner permit. You check your tires, because if you book something for like 2 days and you need new tires and you don't check them, it's a non-conducted driving test. So just get all your ducks in order. Don't rush this. You know what I mean? You've waited long enough. Why am I on this tangent here? Oh yeah, because yesterday, yeah, sorry, I've seen loads of people. So yeah, make sure everything is valid, in date, in the window. Your discs, an email for tax won't do you. A booking for the NCT doesn't mean your car is NCT. It means it's not NCT. Your learner permit has to be in date. Just get this stuff, get this easy stuff correct, lads. It's important. I don't know why that was a bit of a tangent I went on there. So I take instructions very literally. Oh yeah, if the tester says turn right, I might start turning right immediately because I'm nervous. Should I say something at the start of the test? Oh, see that would just look like you're just too nervous to drive. They won't give you a driving license if you're a bag of nerves and you just turn right when there's no right turn. That means you're not going to pass your driving test. Like, yeah, the reason why you're doing this test is you're saying to the tester, if you give me this license today, I'm not going to fall apart somewhere. I'm not going to crash into a wall over here thinking that it's a right turn. Don't say anything like that. Keep the nerves on the inside. And I'm not trying to be harsh with you, but don't do anything like that. If it looks like you're a bag of nerves, they won't give it to you. You know what I mean? And when they say turn right, they're going to give you enough room to go mirror, signal, position, slow. Look, it's highly likely that it's going to be right there, and you have to do that. You know what I mean? So I hear them turning right. Be looking up the road. Where is the right turn? Start doing your mirror, signal, position, and then. But just, I wouldn't recommend doing anything like that, demonstrating that you're really nervous. Slim Reaper, Tala 825. What do I reckon? I know I'd struggle with the road signs. Oh, by the way, so I think it's the fourth link down. I left a playlist of all the videos you need to help you pass your driving test. Signs, questions. The videos are only 2 minutes long. and it's the most common questions. Years of research went into them 2 videos. That's why they're so popular, and it's always them ones. The science video, I think it's 3 minutes long. Watch it 3 or 4 times. You'll have them go in and pass your test, bud. It's just repetition. Just keep on watching them, bud. That's why I find it hard. You just need to consistently top up on it, And it's not the theory test signs and questions. They're a bit more advanced. Is 3 p.m. Wednesday a good time for Mulhuddard? Can be. 3 p.m. Yeah, can be, yeah. Mulhuddard is a funny old spot. It is. Sometimes they just be mental with traffic. It's a big area. It is Mulhuddard. Like there's a lot of. It could be okay, yeah. Yeah, it could be. It's just about just putting it together and just nailing it down for Mulhuddard. It's a high standard in Mulhuddard, so bring your A game to that one. For Mulhuddard as well, when I was walking Mulhuddard, usually when you're going straight through a roundabout second exit, in the RSA marking sheet guidelines, it says we stay on the left side and we go around the outside. With Mulhuddard, they've changed the rules slightly where they don't really appreciate that. So they don't want you being... We're never extreme left coming around the outside, but just don't hang it too left coming around the outside of a roundabout in Mulhuddard. Just ask your instructor about that one. He'll be able to tell you more, because I can't really explain it in detail here because it's kind of contradictory to every other test centre in the country. What's crack, Arden? I'm doing my test in Leicester. Nice one. It's a hard one to get out of, but always look left. Yes, it is, but that, especially when you're hitting that 2 o'clock when the school across the road gets off. But Leicester, nice routes. Plenty of lefts and rights, plenty of mini roundabouts. But yeah, the testers, I haven't been there in a long time, but the testers are always nice in Rahenia and Leicester. I do like that spot. How you doing, AJ? Let you know that I passed my driving test in Ireland with 0 errors. Congratulations. You watched many of the videos. Very good while I was learning to drive. Lovely stuff. Congratulations, and extremely impressive. 0 marks. Very impressive. I wish I got that myself. So thank you so much for watching, bud. I appreciate that. What's the crack, William? Is it necessary to always gear down to second when entering a roundabout? Sometimes yeah, bud. Yeah, definitely. Mirror, signal, position, slow, into second, off the clutch, alpha, look ahead to the right. And if it's safe, continue on. I'm assuming you're saying that because you're doing your driving test in Maple House. Was that yourself, was it? Because them roundabouts are big. Who said Maple? Who said Maple? It was you. Yes, that is the only place where you would do the roundabouts in third, but for your driving test, second. Definitely second, bud. Any tips and tricks for Tala? Yeah, the exact same thing as I told the last person for Carlo. Learn your signs and questions. Always check your blind spot moving off. If you come to a roundabout and there's a car coming from the right, they go first. Straight up to your turns. Look where you're going when you're turning, and doing correct observation on the reverse around the corner and the turnabout. And that's it. It's just following the steps all the way through. And yeah, doing Tala. So you've probably seen a few of my videos. I'm not sure, but the test routes, at every turn, I'm explaining exactly the steps that I'm doing. It's always mirror, signal, position, slow, and look. Best of luck, Slim. How do you not be a bag of nerves? Everyone is nervous doing it, but you just have to keep it on the inside. If you go to the test center and you're rattling because you're a bag of nerves, they won't give it to you, because it means you're not ready to drive alone. Remember, everyone is nervous doing it. Everyone. It's just the people that keep it on the inside and they perform well under pressure. That's why you're doing this. You're just demonstrating to the RSA that I'm okay to be in the car by myself. You know what I mean? Best of luck, William. Oh, somebody asked. Sorry. How you doing? Quick cast moments. My test is in 2 weeks and I'm stalling sometimes. So somebody actually asked me that a second ago, and yeah, I'm going to cover this now. So thanks so much. Good question. So with when it comes to stalling the engine or cutting the engine out, it's not the end of the world. It's only a problem when, so say I'm at a traffic light and I cut the car out. What everybody tends to do is take the hands off the steering wheel, handbrake up into neutral, rattle the key, come off the pedals, then rattle the gear stick again, then turn the key on and turn the engine on, and then go into first. Then the light goes red, and then you've just failed to test for progress at lights. If the car cuts out or stalls, you're already in first. Just clutch back in, turn the key, say nothing, and go. If it happens to you once, it mightn't be a mark. If it happens to you the second time, well, then it definitely will, and every time after it will be a mark. Also, it depends why you cut out will be the mark. So if the tester fell, if you cut out because you didn't take your handbrake down, it will be a mark for a handbrake. Or if you cut out because you didn't bring your clutch, you came up all the way up off the clutch and a cut out, it will be a grade 2 for clutch. The main thing is, but if you do cut out, don't make a big deal about it. Clutch back in, turn the key, check your blind spot if you're parked, and just go for it. All right. Best of luck on that one, bud. How you doing, John? Driving test in Wexford the day after tomorrow, 8:15, automatic. Any advice? I watched all your videos and they were very useful. Did I do Wexford? Was that? Did I do Wexford? Oh, that was Gory. Is that the same? That what Gory's in Wexford? Are they two different test centres? Um, but yeah, the same as I told the last person there. Always check your blind spot moving off, stopping at your stop lines, give right away to cars in the roundabout. It's and learn your signs and questions. I left playlist videos in the description. I think it's the fourth link down. How you doing, Silviero? Tala or Finglas, which test route is good? I always liked Finglas. I always do well in Finglas. I always do well in Tala as well. It makes no difference to me now. But I always just find that I don't know. Finglas would, on paper, I think Finglas would be more difficult, definitely. Finglas hits different. There's sharp turns, mini roundabouts, big roads, big roundabouts, big area, loads of lefts, loads of rights, loads of areas. Although Tala would be a larger area, there's not that many like estates where you can just go left or right at any minute. Probably, I liked Finglas better personally, but Tala's grand as well. It's a busy spot, Tala. I'd say Tala would be if you have no preference, I'd do Tala because it seems easier on paper. If you're not to pass in Finglas, you need to put a good bit of work in Finglas to know the area. I like Finglas personally, but so my friend passed on Friday. Tester said my friend went flawless for 20 minutes and then picked up 6 marks. Jesus Christ. Was it 6 marks for the same thing, or was it 6 different marks? And did he pass the test? Oh, sorry, he passed. Sorry, my apologies, Slim. Yeah, so yeah, that can happen, and that's very important. Concentration until the very end when you park your car. I was in Tally yesterday, and I pulled into the test centre. I thought I didn't even know there was any tests on, and I looked and I seen someone at the very end of the test where they parked. Their front wheel went up onto the footpath and they got out of the car and left it like that. He could have done flawlessly all the way around, and boom, that would be a failed driving test for parking. It's the very last section on the marking sheet, and it's the very last thing you do. Make sure you park nice and straight in between the lines, and or if you're in Raheny or something, park at the side of the road, nice and straight. But yeah, parking. Making sure you concentrate until the very end. Is stalling or how you doing, Arvin? Is stalling or over revving marked a grade 2 or a grade 3? Definitely not a grade 3. You need to give the car a bit of gas to get the car going, especially if it's an older car. You do it like it's the accelerator that makes the car go. People are always relying on the clutch to get the car going, but that's the wrong pedal. It's the gas that makes it go. So yeah, you bring it to the bite, set your gas. A little bit of gas is okay. As I mentioned there, signal. If you stall once and you don't make a big deal out of it, you might get away with not getting a grade two. The only time you'll get a grade two is if you stall and you make a big deal out of it. You miss the traffic lights for whatever reason. And so that's the only time that would be a problem. So yeah, just don't make a big deal over it. But for the questions for the driving test, is each one you get wrong? No, the max you can get for the signs and questions is a grade two. Let me just show you something here. Share screen. Boom, boom, boom. I always have this ready to go. Can you see this? Yeah, lovely stuff. So, RSA marking sheet guidelines. What do we have here? Oh, shit. Introduction. Boom, boom. Where's the signs on? So, where do 3 or more questions are not answered or incorrectly answered, including hand signals. A grade 2 should be recorded. So 3 or more. So you'll get away with 3 or more questions, and then that would be a grade 2. So just if you watch the playlist in the description, I think it's the 4th link down. That should cover you on that one. It definitely will cover you on them signs and questions. I'm driving an electric car. Would I get marked if I press the accelerator when I am in park by mistake? Forget to shift into drive. Yeah, very important. You get marked for gears for trying to move off in the wrong gear. That's why I do Gosho. Hold on, what's going on here? That's why I do Gosho, even in the automatic, or in your case, electric, same thing, automatic. I do Gosho. I go from park into drive, and then I do the observation, then signal. Yeah, you'll probably definitely get a grade mark for gears for trying to move off and park. How you doing, Bear? You just don't know what name to expect. I'd be afraid to say them out loud sometimes. Does getting one question wrong give you a grade 2 on rules and checks? Now it's 3 or more questions wrong on that one. Jam and Shamrock, any advice on Wicklow Town? Is that the one I done with Ron Fewens, is it? That was what a day that was in Wicklow. That was Wicklow, I think, was it? But yeah, it seemed tough. I can't really remember, but the same as everything else, stopping at your stop lines, checking your blind spot, moving off, all the usual stuff. I remember that was a very busy town, I think, that one, if I remember correctly. What's the story? Cool T. Any advice for Colester routes? Are they straightforward enough? Yeah, definitely. I think Colester is straightforward enough. Loads of mini roundabouts. So with the mini roundabouts, people struggle on them. But the mini roundabouts, it's the reason why people struggle is they're trying to do everything at the same time. They're trying to steer, mirror, signal at the same time. Do one thing at a time. Drive around the roundabout first. When you're around the footpath, left mirror, left signal, and straighten up. Just one thing at a time. But I don't miss Colester for all them mini roundabouts, to be honest. Miss Cats Rock, what does competency mean on the score sheet? I'm guessing it's whether you can do it well or not. But does it refer to a particular skill? So it would either be the turnabout or the reverse around the corner. And I don't. If you go to the marking sheet guidelines again, there. 1 second. I don't like sharing screens because it slows the whole process down. So hopefully you can see this. I must know this marking sheet like the back of my hands. So you see the first one there. Can you see that? Yeah. So see that red writing. So it says where an applicant hits or mounts the curb, makes inadequate progress, or uses excessive speed, or does not comply with the proper controls, a fault may be recorded for competency. So basically, just doing it wrong. And the same for the reverse, going too fast, too slow, too far, too close to the curb, hitting the curb or mounting the curb. That would be a fail for competency. Just curious, how long does a test route for Colester? The average test time for a driving test is supposed to be 35 minutes. Usually you get it done a little bit sooner, but be ready to spend 35 minutes in the car. How you doing, Mr. Ramos? Are you allowed to readjust if your parking is a little crooked? So yeah, if your parking is crooked, just try not stop, handbrake up into neutral, and then realize your parking is crooked. Okay, I'm not straight. Just keep on fixing it until you're straight. You know what I mean? Try to do it before you stop. You'll know if you're crooked before you stop. Just yeah, and then just straighten it up. Any advice for the first time studying for the theory test? Stay tuned because I promise you, I am going to be doing live YouTube for the theory test. The reason why I haven't done it yet because we have this deadly new app, but my old laptop needs the new iTunes version, so that's why that is on hold. But my good friends at the theory tester is going to allow me to use his platform, so stay tuned. I will be doing live theory test on YouTube very soon. I just have to free up the time first, but keep on me for that one. I'll have an answer for you for next Tuesday if you come to this. Nice. Oh, sorry. Nice? Nice question mark. What about it? I've never been there. I don't know. Nice. How you doing, Samuel? I know your name. Did we do a lesson before, or was it just from this? Thanks for the video. You're welcome. What's the best day and time for a Finglas driving test? So it's like the best time is Saturday morning because you fly around. You're done and all in about 20 minutes. It's hard to get a Saturday. So I do generally tell people 10:05. It doesn't matter whether it's Monday to Friday, they're all the same. And then two, let's say my tax disc expires in March and my date is in the middle or late March. Is it okay? Yes, your tax disc expires on the last day at midnight of that month. So I don't know, is that 31 days in March, 30 days, whatever? Your tax date will expire 11:59 p.m. on the very last day of March. Good question, but thank you for that one. What would you say is the biggest problem causing people to fail their test nowadays? Going too slow. Progress. Progress. I used to always say position, but it's not. It's progress. People are just too slow. I hate too slow. I do. It drives me mad. It does. Another thing I wanted to do today, actually, I was going to talk about. I done a mock test of somebody there during the week, and again, just the main things were just too slow. The main one that everybody is doing, and it's lethal, is stopping at a green light. Especially I forgot about this. Sorry, lads. I didn't put it on the screen. Progress for me, I think, is the worst thing. Especially when people are driving automatic, they're just too soft with the accelerator or something. We keep up with the flow of traffic. When it's safe to go, we go, and don't be heavy on the at a green light. We especially a green light at a T junction. There's big ones at every test center, and everybody does the same thing. They have a green light. They crawl up sheepishly into the middle on the brake, looking left and right. When you have a green light at a T junction, okay, it's gone green. On approach, yeah, I'm doing a little left and right observation at the crossroads for a cyclist. But you have a green light, they have a red, you just continue on. Especially you're going to be doing Maple House, but if you do go out of test centre and right up them big roads, don't be shy. If there's nobody in front of you, hit that 60. It's even yeah, hit 60. Maybe just hitting that 61, 62 is okay as well. Don't be too slow, bud. That's just in my opinion. Oh God, thank you very much. That's our name. I'm not saying that. Can I use my friend's car if I take out temporary insurance in my own name, but no insurance disc is issued and the car displays my friend's? So yeah, so if you get insurance, it's the same disc. You're just on the policy. You will be posted a letter it would be good to bring that letter. They won't ask you because there's nobody's name is on the disc. But definitely get yourself, if you're gonna use your friend's car, get insurance. Don't do it and not have insurance. Because if something goes wrong, you are in serious trouble. Um to the full extent of the law, I would say, if somebody's injured, if you're not insured, you will be paying that for the rest of your life. So you won't get a new disc. Don't there's nobody's name is on the disc, but have insurance because you will. You used to have to sign something saying that I am legally saying that I am insured in this vehicle. So there's a if anything goes wrong and you're not, you'll be in a lot of trouble. How you doing, bud? Do we approach mini roundabout in second or first? Sometimes second feels too fast. It just depends. If you're going straight through second exit, you can do them in second. It provided like it's not bunched up with parked cars. I'm assuming you're talking about Rahini or Calesta there. A lot of them can be tight and parked cars. If you can't see, remember, if you don't know, don't go. Yeah, I would roll it into first. If you're turning right on a mini roundabout, I would use first most of the time. It's too hard doing it in second without having to kind of first, definitely, yeah. Especially if you're driving a bigger engine car, bud. You're welcome, bud. Best of luck in the test. If I get every sign and scenario question wrong before the driving test, is it just a grade two? It will be just a grade two, but just remember you're demonstrating to the tester you don't know the rules of the road. Just learn your signs and questions. There's a video in the description there. I think it's the fourth one down. I think I have it named playlist videos. It's everything you need to help you pass your driving test. Signs, questions, the whole lot. Is nine minor a mistake? Is it a fail? What are those minor mistakes can be? Nine grade twos is a fail, yeah. When you say minor, there's no grade ones. So when you're talking about grade twos, your ninth one is a fail, and it can be for numerous different things. How you doing, Ethan? Advice for a test in Dunleary. The same as I told everybody else. Get your signs and questions right. Stop at the stop lines. Check your blind spot moving off. Proper observation on the reverse and the turnabout. For Dunleary, big roundabouts. If you look to the right, you see a car coming, they go first. It's the same for all test centres. And just bring your A game. How you doing, Five? I have a question. Can I drive after 6 points, but they are only half points? Have a test tomorrow at 7 a.m. I think you know the answer to that one, bud. You're welcome. Thank you so much. What's your advice for drivers who have recently passed but still have a bit of anxiety? What story, Phelps? Sorry, bud. Sorry. They have a bit of anxiety going out on their own, fear of making a mistake. What gets up their confidence? Um, it's just time behind the wheel. Um, like just because you have your driving license, it doesn't mean you have it nailed either. Like you can, like personally, if you came to me and said I want to do lessons, but I have my license, if you had a car, I'd say just go for it. Go out when it's quiet. But some testers, like some instructors, will take you out and sharpen your skills a bit. But if you have your own car now, bud, just go for it. Go out when it's quieter and bring someone with you. But just focus on what you're doing. And it's a lot of time it's just hours behind the wheel, and just go to areas where you know before you start going out any further. How long would you say the test lasts in Maple House? Depends on the person. Maple House is a tricky one. Like it can be up to 35 minutes. So just call it a half an hour. Because they have a lot of ground to cover there in Maple House. There's nowhere beside the test centre where they can go. They always have to travel to do their turns and stuff. Thank you. I've really wanted to start driving and get my theory test done. App is great help. Go to the app store there. Let me, because there is a deadly new app my good friends Flexi Drive have. Hold on a second. It's a free download and it's even better than the official one. It's deadly. Where's my app store there? Hold on. Where's my app store? Flexi Drive. Yeah, it's just a Flexi Drive app it is, and they have a theory test section, EDT section, the whole lot. It's a deadly app it is. Is going a bit over the speed limit an issue? Not really. Going under the speed limit definitely is. If you're too slow, it's a problem. If you feel you're a bit above the speed limit, oh no, I'm going 65 on a 60. Don't go straight on the brake. Just come off the accelerator. Let it slow down naturally. You won't be marked for it. Just don't brake for nothing. That's what a lot of people do. Tap dancing on the brakes. Is it a good time for studying the theory app 1 hour every day for a few weeks? Yeah, sorry. That's for the other lad, is it? Advice for testing Navin. The same as every other test center. Learn your signs and questions. Stop at your stop lines. Check your blind spot moving off. If you come through and out of the car come from the right, they go first. Correct observation on the reverse. Correct observation on the turnabout. It's the same at every test center. You know what I mean? Straight up to your turns. Look where you're going. It doesn't. I say the same thing in all test centers. What's that, Rory? Learn from my mistakes and don't forget to readjust your side mirrors. Jeez, I hate people doing that. If you adjust them for your reverse on the corner, thankfully my test I was sound. You shouldn't need to adjust your mirrors. There's no need to do that. Your mirror shouldn't be pointing up so high that you can't see the footpath and you're looking up into the sky. Your mirror, with your side mirrors, you don't want to see your passenger door. You want to push it away so you can just see the back corner of your car. But you don't have to have it tilted so high up that you can't see the ground. You want to have it nice and flat, and you should be able to see the footpath. If you do adjust your mirror, you have to remember to adjust it. If you're driving on the road and you go, oh, my mirror, and you start fixing it, you could get a grade 2 for rules and checks. That would be the checks part. Or if you're taking roads completely out the road, I don't know if they could mark you for something more extreme. You're going to have not many resources outside of lessons. So you're welcome. Well, thanks for joining the call. Not many resources outside of lessons, so you really help. No, but at all, there's a ton of stuff on that YouTube there. There is Maple House, Mulhuddard, left, right, roundabout. More to be confirmed. Actually, a really good news. Well, interesting news for some people. We've done Cork there on Sunday. That was my bank holiday. We done 2 routes in Wilton, which was bizarre. It was like being in a different country. We drove down to Cork first thing in the morning, and like a bit tired from the drive or whatever. And I was all over the place driving. I didn't drive really well in Cork, but it was so hilly, so narrow. It was a good one. He failed me for doing 52 on a 50. He could not, but there had to be more to it. You're probably going 52 on a 50 through a really narrow gap or something. There had to be more to it than that, bud. Lads, the language, lads. This is child friendly. This call. It's not really, but don't be putting bad language on the screen, lads. Had to hide them comments now. So you're doing any test route in Colester soon? Just because I'm based over the south side now, for me to go to Colester, I think I have more for Colester than anywhere else. What have I got there for that test centre? That was actually my first ever test route, was Colester test route number 1 all them years ago. And I don't know how it exploded into what it is now. In Cork on Sunday, done Dundalk, done the whole east coast of Ireland. We done Dundalk. Now, Dundalk to Cork. We just had to start hitting things in the middle. I don't know how it's gotten so extreme, but this is it. And I might have exciting news about a test route app as well. There, one that's a bit more functional than the ones that are out. It's a lot more user friendly, where you don't have to be at anyway. Sorry for another day. But yeah, I won't say no because I do have to go over to Joe one day and do a bit of content with Joe. I like doing videos with him. So it won't be before your test, but it might be next month. How you doing, Amit? I watched one of your mock tests in Dunleary. Good insights. Are you planning any more mock tests there? The only thing for Dunleary, I don't know. That's the only test centre in Dublin I don't know. I've worked all of them, and that one, I just don't know it well enough. If you, I tell you what to do there. WhatsApp me there, and I'll see if you qualify for an hour mock test. And then yeah, it just means it does time me up for a whole day. But take my number there, but WhatsApp me, and I'll see if I can do that because I do like to. I like my content to be kind of spread out. Where was I? Where? How you doing, Samuel? Thanks very much for answering. Love the videos. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Everybody, including my trainer, recommend. I love when that happens. That is that is brilliant. My worry now is the question and answers. They are many, especially the signs. But so look about. Just go to the playlist in the description below. It's the signs, questions, and all the videos you need. Years of research into them questions. So that will cover your bud, and just watch them. Watch the road signs ones. The questions you could actually listen to them while you're driving, because you don't have to read them. You just have to listen. And the English doesn't have to be perfect. It just be able to explain yourself. You know what I mean? But best luck. Let us know how you get on. You have a test coming up on the 18th of Feb. But not a. Are you available this weekend? By the way, lads, you won't get me for a weekend until May now at this rate. I have no short notice availability. If you want to book a lesson with me, it's a 3-week wait, and there's no weekends anymore. They're completely full. I'm completely full until the end of March, and then I'm going away for a while. So my next available weekend is going to be May. So if like, even if you do want weekends now, unless your test is going to be in July, I won't be able to help your weekends. My first available date during the week is week starting the 26th. So if you are saying, I'll get me invitation and then text you, it will be too late and I won't get you in, and I'll have to put you on to somebody else. So just be mindful of that one, lads. When turning right from a major into a minor and there are cars parked on the left just around the turn and there is a car coming out, should I wait on the major road? So yeah, I'm in position. I look to the right. There's a car on the left. There's a car coming. There's not enough space for me to squeeze down through because there's a car coming. I stop on the major road. When that car goes, then I go. If the car parked on the left is far enough down the road where I can comfortably make the turn and the backside of my car isn't sticking out on the major road, I could still do that as well. That wouldn't be a problem either. But yeah, good question, that one. Does that make sense? Did I explain that in that turn and right video? I can't remember. In the housing estates and cars are parked on the side of the road when moving out, do I indicate to go around them? Like, a lot of the time you don't need to. Like, a lot in the videos I don't. And the only time I would signal around a parked car is if I was on a big road, I was crossing the road markings, like the white lines, or I was letting somebody else know what I was doing, or if I was stopped because of the car on the left, I'd mirror signal and then move out. A lot of the time, if it's just a car in front and there's nobody around, I just mirror, move out, and go straight past. Struggling with the filter lights. If I'm turning right and there's no box and grade on the road to move up into the middle junction, do I still go? Yes, always go up to the middle. I can't stress that enough. If you're first at the traffic light and the solid green light or the green circle comes on, forget about yellow box, forget about white box, forget about anything. There can be a box, there mightn't be a box. It doesn't matter. It's always the same rule. First car goes up, front of your car in line with the center line. I did do a brand new video there with Peter. We were turning right at the yellow box junctions in Finglas. It was a good video, but the video is probably about 8 minutes long. It probably took us about 2 hours to do it. You have to keep on whipping around trying to get the proper scenario that we wanted. But but it seemed to be, I think I got it the way I wanted it, where we got the scenarios where we were stuck in the middle and it went red and we still had to go. So watch that video. It's the newest one on my YouTube. I posted it, I think, what day is it? I think I posted it on Friday. And we're done. I'm finished now. That's an hour and 5 minutes. So consistently through this, we had about 35 people watching. We got it up to nearly 50 at one stage. That is so impressive. I really do appreciate everybody sitting through that. I know it's not the most exciting topic. You could be watching Netflix. You could be doing anything else except for this. But it really does mean a lot to me that you're actually sitting through it and you're learning. And it's just trying to get you over the line to get you through your driving test. Just remember, lads, these calls, the WhatsApp group and all, is for our students and the members of my YouTube channel. I did leave a link there to join the YouTube channel, and you can come and join the members and ask the questions. But yeah, so I really do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining. February, we're starting February now. January was a massive success with these lives and the videos and stuff, and we're just going to keep it going. And yeah, don't be a stranger. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everybody. Best of luck to everybody. And I will see you next Tuesday, same time. All right. Best of luck, everyone. Thank you.